Fantastic. Now we should be live, so I will keep chatting for a few seconds until we get some comments. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Jack. I'm going to be your host for this evening, and welcome to the stream. Tonight, I have Conference Director Lee Brunecki with me. Lee, thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Awesome. Now, this is a bit of a different format. A bit of a different way of doing things, but we wanted to practice our streaming muscle, so to speak, because this year, PyConline is going ahead virtually. And I'm really excited for this. So to talk through a little bit about what a virtual event looks like, what our vision is for PyConline AU, and what you can come to expect from our digital event, we're going to have a chat through about what we're announcing tonight, what's coming up next, and what you can get excited about. So, Lee, first of all, who are we? Who is running PyConline AU this year?
So, PyConline AU is being run by mostly the original team that was scheduled to run PyCon AU in Adelaide this year. May the plans for that event rest in peace. Plus a few extras, because we've had, as everyone's been experiencing, people are losing jobs, having kids having to be looked after at home, and we're all volunteers, so people have had to step back, and some other people have been able to step forward. So there's currently 8 of us. Myself as conference director, William Brown as my co-director. We have Cheryl Collette, who is looking after the attendee experience. Benno Rice is our program chair. Jack Skinner is our communications coordinator. Katie McLaughlin has come back to help us out with sponsorship. Russ Keith McGee is back once again as PyCon AU's business dad, aka treasurer, and Liddy Berry is our member at large, who is running around doing all of the excess stuff that we don't have time or spoons for, which is actually a really useful thing to have on the team.
Absolutely. And it's been really fantastic to see from my perspective, not just an existing team pivoting to an online event, but really seeing a lot of members of the community come to support that core team. There's been lots of conversations behind the scenes of how can we help. And, it's not enough just to list a couple of names here. There's lots of people behind the scenes that have been hugely supportive. So as we sort of massively pivot from hiring a huge venue and flying everyone in to going online and joining everyone in the comfort of their own home office or their couch, it is a mammoth effort. And so it's a big shout out to the team behind the scenes there. So what on earth are we doing on this stream tonight? Well, we're not going to take too long, but we're really starting this series of news updates via video to practice our streaming muscle. We need to get better at this so that we can put on an awesome show for all of you. And that means we're going to be doing normal news announcements. So you can expect to go to the website, to social media, to the mailing list and get news updates. But we also want to follow up and do video experiences just like this, as a bit of a Q&A, as a bit of an interactive format where we can say hi throughout the next few months before, well, should we just put the spoiler out there, before our official conference on, what are the dates, Lee?
So the dates we are going to be holding PyConline AU are the 4th to the 6th of September. So the plan is we're having a slightly shorter PyCon. We have the 4th and the 5th will be our 2 main conference days, so to speak. So on the 4th, we are planning to have our specialist tracks, as has traditionally been held on the Friday of PyCon AU. The 5th will be our main conference, which is condensed down to 1 day. And then on the 6th of September, we're going to have our sprints as well as some social events.
That's a really good summary. I want to highlight there that this is going to be a slightly shorter time period for a conference. We had lots of discussions about how to put together a really awesome virtual experience. And one of the things that we were all mindful of is that we're all sitting in front of our laptops all day, every day. And that's not a great experience when we're going to do it over the weekend as well. And so we want to be mindful of everybody sitting there stationary. We're not walking between different parts of the conference venue anymore. We're clicking between videos. And that's a really different way to interact with everyone. And so, yes, it will be a shorter period of time, a few days shorter, but we're really intentional to bring all of those key elements of a PyCon and bring them online. The specialist tracks, as you were saying, the sprints, the sort of core schedule, we want all of that to be available online to everybody. So who's going to be speaking? Well, that's down to a CFP. Now, the next question for everybody is, when is the CFP? Now, Lee, do you have any dates that you're willing to commit to, or should we be a little bit ambiguous there?
I have a date. We have a date in our internal calendar, but I'm going to say soon. So we're planning to get that ball rolling within this next week.
Yeah. And what I want to share with everyone is that as we rapidly put together this online project, CFP is absolutely our next big rock to move. And so hopefully we'll have some news for you in the next couple of days, let's say safely within a week. What I'd like to do, though, is set the expectation of CFP being available throughout the end of June. So regardless of when we announce it over the next few days, everybody will have an opportunity to think creatively about what they'd like to submit, to put together a really awesome proposal. And then at the end of June and into July, we'll have a really clear closing date for CFP. And hopefully, in the nicest way possible, our papers committee will have a really difficult time going through all of those proposals, as they do every year. I think it's always a really difficult process putting together the schedule and the selection. But now is the time to start thinking about what you would like to present at PyConline AU. And
I think with that said, it's always tricky to put together, to pick out the best talks out of a slew of really good talks. And with our conference being shorter, that means we've shortened it for a reason, but it does mean there is the potential for the amount of submissions that come in to be as large or even larger as it is usually. And that's going to mean a lot of difficult decisions, which is going to turn into a really great quality conference.
It will. And, in all of these discussions, we are extremely mindful of trying to create the same experience that people have come to love and expect from PyCon and bring it online. And so even though that selection process is going to be even more difficult than always, we still want to make sure that we're supporting as many people to put forward an idea to speak. We're going to be going through the same motions to support first-time speakers and to really make sure that our speakers have an amazing experience sharing their insights and their wisdom and their expertise at PyConline AU. Now, I'm not going to go into the full details of what we're planning. That's for a CFP announcement. But if you're watching this stream, you've been to a few PyCons in the past and you've been thinking about submitting this year, don't let a changed format stop you. Keep thinking, keep drafting your CFP, and we'll have some announcements over the next few days. I want to turn now to talking a little bit about sponsorships. Obviously, an event like this historically would have a massive amount of expenses, and this year it's a bit different, but we're still looking to bring on board some sponsors. So Lee, can you talk us through a little bit about what our sponsors can expect, where they can go to learn more if they're watching, or perhaps if you know of a sponsor, if you're viewing this stream and you'd like to introduce us, we'd love to talk to them. So talk to us a little bit about the sponsorships and what they can come to expect.
So we're looking to try and offer the same sorts of things we typically offer sponsors, as well as some new and different things that sort of don't necessarily fit in within the constraints of a physical sort of brick and mortar building. So we'll have sponsor logos and plenary mentions and mentions on the website and all of that sort of thing as per usual. There's also the opportunity for sponsors to hold events before or after the conference and to have those events marketed through the conference, for people to drop in and learn a bit more about your products if you're a sponsor. And there's more detail on all of that, as well as a handful of other things that I'm sure I'm forgetting to mention at 2020.pycon.org.au/sponsor.
Awesome.
And
head on over.
Yep, hit us up on the email, and Katie will be happy to have a chat to you and sort out stuff.
No, it's a good point. There's lots of aspects of a conference that are branded or sponsorship opportunities. Things like lanyards are very different in a virtual space. we would also love to hear from sponsors that want to do something fun, something different, something digital. We are not the exclusive experts in digital events. We're learning and we're very open to those ideas and those suggestions. And so if you're our platinum sponsor out there looking for a really interesting, different experience for attendees, we'd also love to chat to you, because we want this to be as fun for you as it is for everyone dialing in and viewing as an attendee.
Absolutely. And I mean, like the Curly Boy Creation Station last year and the year before was incredibly popular, and that was an idea that a sponsor came to last year's team with. So I'm actually quite interested to see if we get any sponsors that come in with something that we haven't thought of that makes the event better for everyone.
That is a fantastic example. And as you'll have noticed throughout the stream, I am a fan of the Curly Boy. I have my Curly Boy mug here for the conference. And yes, so if you're a sponsor out there that is interested in connecting with the Python community in Australia, you've got a really awesome idea to do something different, reach out to us. All the details up at 2020.pycon.org.au. And the last thing I'd like to highlight here is plenty of people on the stream. I've seen a couple of people commenting and some tweets. Lots of people have questions. So do we. And we're still working on this day in, day out as volunteers to come up with all of those answers. I want to encourage everybody to keep engaged, keep asking us questions. The website is live. We're keeping an eye on Twitter. Use the hashtag PyConlineAU. Keep in touch. We're going to be doing these streams more often. We want to connect you with different parts of the organizing team, help you get to understand what an online event really looks like. And so if you've got questions, that's awesome. Share them with us, and together we're going to put on a really awesome virtual event. Now, before we go, I'm mindful we've taken up 10 or so minutes of your evening. Lee, do you have any final words you'd like to leave with viewers tonight?
No, because that wasn't on the list of bullet points, that I hadn't thought of anything in time.
I threw you that question. Look, I've got a big takeaway for everyone. Save the date. Tonight, go and put a calendar hold in your calendars. Make sure you block out September 4, 5, and 6 this year for PyConline AU. I am the PyConline AU comms lead. I should get that right. Developer Jack Skinner. Tonight, I've been having a really good fun chat with conference director Lee Bernecki. For now, we will leave you to the comfort of your homes, your couches, your phones, and we will see you in another news update over the next few days. Good night, everyone.
See you soon.